a far-off land, there existed a kingdom that was ruled by a powerful sorcerer. The people of this kingdom lived in constant fear of the sorcerer's dark magic and his iron-fisted rule. The sorcerer was said to have made a pact with a powerful demon, granting him immense power in exchange for human sacrifices. As the years went by, the sorcerer's power only grew stronger. He became more and more ruthless, sending his minions out into the land to capture innocent villagers for sacrifice. The people of the kingdom had lost all hope, believing that they were doomed to live forever under the sorcerer's dark reign. But one day, a hero emerged from the shadows. He was a mysterious figure, shrouded in a cloak and wielding a sword that seemed to glow with a holy light. He came to the kingdom with a single purpose: to defeat the sorcerer and put an end to his tyranny. The hero fought his way through the sorcerer's minions, battling demons and undead creatures along the way. He faced challenges that would have broken the will of any other mortal, but he persevered, driven by his unshakable sense of purpose. At last, the hero reached the sorcerer's throne room, where the sorcerer himself awaited. The sorcerer was a fearsome opponent, hurling bolts of dark energy at the hero, summoning demons to do his bidding. But the hero was relentless, his sword flashing in the darkness as he struck blow after blow against the sorcerer's defenses. In the end, the hero emerged victorious. The sorcerer lay dead at his feet, his dark magic dissipating into the air. The people of the kingdom rejoiced, for they were finally free from the sorcerer's tyranny. But as the hero made his way out of the kingdom, he could not shake the feeling that something was not quite right. He felt a cold presence at his back, as though something was watching him. He turned around, but there was nothing there. The hero knew that he could never truly rest, for the darkness would always be lurking just beyond the light. But he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that he had the strength and the will to overcome them. And so he set out into the unknown, his sword at his side and his heart filled with a fierce determination. As the night approached the entrance to the castle, he felt a chill run down his spine. He could sense the dark and magic emanating from the walls, and he knew that the battles ahead would be treacherous. Nevertheless, he took a deep breath, gripped his sword tightly, and stepped inside. The inside of the castle was just as foreboding as the exterior had suggested. The walls were adorned with tapestries depicting grotesque creatures, and the air was thick with the smell of blood and decay. The knight could hear the distant sound of wailing and chanting, and he knew that he was getting closer to the source of the evil that was haunting the land. As he made his way deeper into the castle, he encountered increasingly fearsome foes. He fought against giant spiders, ferocious wolves, and undead knights. Each battle left him more weary and battered, but he pressed on, determined to put an end to the darkness that had taken hold. Finally, he reached the throne room, where the source of the evil was revealed. Sitting on a throne of bones was a sorceress, whose powers were so great that they had caused the land to wither and die. The knight engaged her in a fierce battle, wielding his sword with all his strength, but she proved to be a formidable opponent. In the end, it was not his strength that saved him, but his wits. He realized that the sorceress was drawing her power from a crystal that was embedded in her staff. With a quick strike, he managed to shatter the crystal, and the sorceress let out a final, blood-curdling scream as she was consumed by the dark magic that had once sustained her. As the knight emerged from the castle, he felt a sense of relief wash over him. The land was still, scarred by the sorceress's power, but he knew that with time it would heal. He had proven himself a hero, and he knew that his name would be remembered for generations to come. As the knight approached the altar, he heard a faint whispering in the darkness. He gripped his sword tightly and scanned the area for any signs of movement, but all he could see was the flickering of the candles. Suddenly, he felt a cold hand grab his ankle, and he stumbled, falling to the ground. The whispering grew louder, and he saw a figure emerge from the shadows. It was a woman, or at least it appeared to be one. Her skin was pale, and her eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. Her hair was long and black, and she wore a tattered white gown that flowed around her like mist. The knight raised his sword, ready to strike, but she spoke in a voice that chilled him to the bone. "Please, don't kill me," she said, her voice soft and pleading. "I am but a cursed spirit, bound to this place for all eternity. I have seen countless knights come and go, all seeking the same thing as you." The knight hesitated, unsure of what to do. He had never encountered a spirit like this before, and he didn't know if he could trust her. But something about her voice touched him, and he lowered his sword. "What do you mean, the same thing as me?" he asked. "The treasure," the spirit replied. "The treasure that lies beyond this altar. It is said to grant immense power to whoever claims it, but at a great cost." "What cost?" the knight asked, worried. "The cost of your very soul," the spirit whispered. "Many have tried to claim the treasure, but none have returned. They say that the darkness consumes them, body and soul, till they are nothing but mindless beasts." The knight shuddered at the thought. He had heard tales of such cursed treasure before, but he had never encountered one himself. He wondered if it was worth the risk. "What if I succeed?" he asked. "What if I claim the treasure?" "You will have great power," the spirit said, her eyes gleaming. "But at what cost? Is it worth losing your humanity for the sake of power? Think carefully, brave knight." The knight thought for a moment, weighing his options. He knew that the treasure could bring him great power, but he also knew that it could destroy him. In the end, he decided to leave the treasure be, and he left the altar behind, making his way back out of the dark forest. As he walked, he couldn't help but wonder what other dangers lay ahead, and if he could be strong enough to face them. The protagonist continued the journey through the dark and twisted world of Ashen Requiem, fighting through hordes of terrifying creatures and overcoming countless obstacles. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the Forsaken Land, they discovered the truth behind the Cursed Kingdom and the origins of the shadowy figure that had been haunting them since the beginning of their quest. Finally, after a grueling battle against the ultimate evil that lurked within the land, the hero emerged victorious, bringing light back to the kingdom of Ashen Requiem. As they looked back at the path they had walked, they realized that the journey had changed them, and they were no longer the same person that had first set out on this quest. They had become a true hero, forged in the fires of adversity and darkness. And so, the hero returned to their own world, forever, forever marked by their adventure in Ashen Requiem. The memory of their journey would stay with them always, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome